Welcome to the Health Detective Podcast with Roberto Parker. Join strength and conditioning expert Roberto Parker as he shares his over 35 years of experience in training athletes and helping people achieve their fitness goals. Now here's your moderator, Chris Whiting, with Coach Roberto.
Hey, welcome to the Health Detective Podcast. We're back. We've been on a bit of an extended hiatus. I know the big fans of the show have been wondering what's happened. We ran into some scheduling issues, and then we had a pandemic of all things. So things got thrown off track a little bit, but we are back. We are ready to bring you your health advice that you're used to getting on this show. And I want to welcome the man of the hour, the reason this whole podcast exists, Roberto Parker. How are you?
It is great to be back.
Oh, good. Yes, it is. You've been keeping safe, keeping busy?
Keeping safe, keeping busy, staying active, eating good food. So keeping that immune system strong, brother. That's what I do.
See, you're so good. For me, I've been doing a pretty good job keeping busy and moving.
Yeah.
It's the eating, man. Holy cow. We've really fallen into a comfort food rotation here at home.
I wonder why. Could it be because you're quarantined?
That could be part of it. Yes. Yeah. Did you slip up at all during this quarantine with your eating? Did you do any kind of comfort food stuff? Come on.
What did I have? I can't think. Maybe 80% dark chocolate bar, maybe.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
But even that's good for you, right? I mean, the
Absolutely.
80% cacao in there is full of antioxidants.
Yep.
And,
Phytonutrients, brother. Phytonutrients.
I'll tell you, you're my inspiration, Roberto, but it also just sickens me how good you are with that stuff. God.
You know, I've been doing this I'm 63 now. I've been doing this since I was a junior in high school.
Wow. What's happened when you were a junior in high school that made you start this?
I was in sports. I was a little bit overweight when I was a little kid, a little chubby, believe it or not.
Wow.
And kids used to make fun of me. It used to piss me off. and I said, you know what? I'm going to show them one day. And
Wow.
When I got into high school, my early years, 9th grade, 10th grade year, I started reading a lot of muscle magazines, by Joe Reeder. In fact, I read this book about this guy named Arnold Strong, who later became Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh.
And his workouts and his diet plan and everything. I mean, I was really just sucking all that stuff up. I just started lifting weights. In my 10th grade year, I got involved. My junior year, I got involved with one of my football coaches who was a ex-Nebraska Cornhusker, all Big 8 linebacker, and I also was a competitive powerlifter. And he got me involved in that along with some other guys on the football team. Mm-hmm. I just fell in love with it. So ever since then, I've just kind of learned more and more about the human body and nutrition, and now I'm getting more into the functional aspect, of course, learning more and more about symptoms and diseases and how to prevent them, and functional nutrition, functional training. So it's just something that I really enjoy. My original major in college, believe it or not, was journalism. I was going to be a cameraman, broadcaster.
Well, look at you now.
I know.
Yeah. You're being broadcast around the world right now as we speak, man.
Yeah. But, then I got out of that and I decided to go more into the physical education, recreational exercise science realm. So I changed my major.
Yeah. Well, and let's, you talked about the functional aspect of nutrition, keeping the immune system strong. We were chatting a little bit on the pre-show about how sick we are of the quarantine. And I'm sure everybody is. I know there's a lot of people that are scared to get out at this point, but you're seeing more and more states come up with plans for like a phased opening. So as we look toward getting back out, like what are some things we can do to make sure our immune system is as strong as it can possibly be?
Let me start out by saying this. I am not a medical doctor. I am not Dr. Fauci. I'm not Dr. Birx.
Sure.
I am not an epidemiologist or bacteriologist. I am a trainer who has studied holistic practices.
Mm-hmm.
And I would never call myself a medical doctor because I can get my ass in trouble. But medical doctors practice pathology, which
Mhm.
is how to control disease.
Yeah.
Holistic practitioners study more physiology. In other words, they get to the core of what is causing those disease-like symptoms.
Okay.
And we talked about this many, many times. Some of the best things you can do are get outside, get some fresh air, get some sun. That's been talked about quite recently, how the sun can actually help control the virus or
Mhm.
possibly even kill it. Eating good, organic, clean foods, being physically active, not necessarily killing yourself with exercise every day, but just getting out there, walking, hiking, bicycling. Keep your social distance if you feel that's what you need to do that. Keep your distance, except, with a loved one or somebody like that, or your son or your daughter or whatever. Exercise at least a couple times a week.
Mhm.
And I think we're going to talk about that tonight a little bit and go into some more detail. Wash your hands, but you should be doing anyway. I always believe after you work out, you leave in the gym, you should wash your hands.
Oh, that's good.
Wash your hands on a regular basis. Now, the problem is with people who have what we call the comorbidity. Those are the people with the underlying medical conditions that you keep hearing about. Those are the individuals who are the most susceptible to really any bacterial or viral infection. There's viral infections and there's bacterial infections.
Okay.
Viral infections tend to proliferate more in colder climates. That's why you get the flu as a form of a virus.
Sure.
Okay. That's why in the cold weather, flus are more prevalent, right? Bacteria is more linked to warmer weather, like E. coli. You go to the lake, you swallow some water, you get E. coli because bacteria tends to proliferate more in hot, humid weather.
Fascinating. I did not know that.
Yes, so if you want to really control and kill virus, put it in the heat. You want to control, kill bacteria, get it in the cold. But you got to find that right sweet spot in there. Now, the stronger you get your immune system, but all the things we just talked about that I just mentioned, getting outside, being active, exercise, eating clean food, those are the things that makes you a bad host for viral and bacterial infections. You want to be a bad host. Someone comes up to your door, you says, "Get the hell out of here. I don't want you in my house." Okay? You're being a bad host. So you're telling bacteria and those viral infections pathogenically to stay away from me.
Okay.
Roberto, we have a call.
Okay?
Go ahead, caller.
Caller? Oh, they hung up on us. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Oh, I was so excited. Darn.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, you want to be a bad host. Now, the thing about it, people don't realize that all of us have bacteria in our bodies. All of us have viruses. It's when those bacteria and viruses become pathogenic, that's when it becomes bad. That's when they can become fatal and cause all kinds of complications with our health. We have viruses on our skin. We have bacteria in our gut. It's the bad bacteria we don't want. And it's when those viruses, that viral part of our body or DNA becomes pathogenic. That's what causes the issues. And we have to do the best we can when foreign invaders want to come into our home, so to speak, that we don't let them in. And you do that by strengthening the immune system, by being active, not too active, because that can actually weaken the immune system if you're overtraining, if you're doing too much.
Oh.
If you're eating too much or not eating enough. So that's what you have to do. And I have my own opinion about some things that are being said about being inside all the time. I don't really agree with it, especially for somebody who does not have a lot of those underlying comorbid symptoms, so to speak. A person who's going through chemotherapy, a person who is very elderly and they're weak and they're frail. Those people are the ones who are going to be the most susceptible and prone to getting the COVID-19, or for that matter, any sort of disease.
But you're saying that getting outside, and obviously you don't want to be in a crowd of people,
Right.
but
Correct.
maintaining your social distance. Like,
Right.
I'll throw something out at you. Today, my wife, Jane, you know her, and I I took the day off and we decided we wanted to get outside and be active, do a little bit of a workout. So we drove to downtown Kansas City. Gorgeous today. Nobody there on a Monday. Went to the Liberty Memorial and ran a bunch of stairs. Oh, thank you, Paul. Did some squats and lunges and push-ups and dips, and it was really nice. In fact, I can already feel my legs getting. There's a lot of stairs there at the Liberty Memorial, Roberto. I don't know if you're aware of that, but
About 150.
oh, seriously? Okay. Well,
If you go all the way from the bottom to the top, is about 150.
Yeah, it's a ton. We ran them several times, and I was wiped, and my legs are already getting sore. But is that the kind of thing that you're talking about? Just get out, and it's different for us because we're used to going either to your gym,
Right.
or to a gym we've got a membership to that we go to on Saturdays. So we're trying to make it up as we go along.
I would not recommend running stairs for somebody who have not done anything in about 20 years.
Uh-huh.
That might be a bit much because that can do more harm than good. Walking up small amounts of stairs, taking a break, walking a little bit more, taking a break. It all depends how you break it up in terms of using the metrics of sets, reps, tempo, volume. For someone like yourself who's been accustomed to working out the last couple of years with me,
Mm-hmm.
it probably wouldn't kill you. Now, if
Good.
you had not been doing it in about 20 years, maybe you're coming off of heart surgery, I certainly would not recommend doing that because that might be a bit much. You got to strengthen the body gradually and slowly. And you'd be surprised how fast the body can adapt to that. But you got to be careful. Just to make a blanket statement, go down to the Liberty Memorial and run about 150 flights of stairs,
Yeah.
on a day when it's about 80 degrees outside, may not be the best for some people. That's where you'd have to get someone like me to do some sort of an assessment on you to see if you're ready to do that.
Yeah, and that's probably fair. Are you still doing that stuff now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
good
yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
I know we'll hit it up at the end of the show too, but if people are interested in, if they're like me and they've been eating a lot of comfort food and they know they've got to change their ways, especially
Yeah.
with summer coming and things opening back up, how would they get in touch with you?
Call me at 816-405-7703. Email is rwpsports@yahoo.com. I also emailed my Facebook information and website to Paul there earlier.
Oh, good. Okay. Hey, and for those of you, listening live right now on Facebook, if you have a question for Coach Roberto, you can give us a call at 913-735-0060. That's 913-735-0060. That number will take you directly into the KCTK studio, and then we can get your question live on the air with the coach here. For people that are working at home, that have been, sitting in the spare bedroom, which you're seeing where I spend all my days working from home, what are some tips or things they can do to maintain activity, or maybe even do a light workout or break up their day? Just things to do while we're at home to be conscious of movement, because I don't think a lot of people, their home is kind of their sanctuary away from activity typically.
Right.
So what would you recommend?
I'll take person number one who absolutely despises exercise,
Mm-hmm.
okay, which is probably the majority of Americans, unfortunately. Get up every 30 minutes and move around. Do some modified push-ups against a wall or on the floor. Do some air squats. Do a couple of lunges. And do that every 30 minutes, every 45 minutes, maybe every 60 minutes. And do about 5 or 10 at a time. And by the end of the day, maybe you've done about 100 air squats and 100 push-ups. That's better than nothing, just to get up and get the circulation going. The worst thing to do is to sit down all day
Yeah.
in front of a screen like we are right now, or in front of your phone, and then go eat some comfort foods and watch cable news tonight, and they're going to tell you how the world's going to end. We're going to die and go to hell here. So,
Wow.
I mean, that's probably the worst thing to do. Now, person number two, you like to work out, but you can't go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Get some light dumbbells, purchase a stability ball, Swiss ball, I call them. Maybe get maybe a couple kettlebells and get something, go down your basement, do some overhead presses, do some push-ups, do some bent over rows, do some medicine ball squats. It depends on what the person's motivations level are. And it also depends what type of equipment you have and how much time you want to put into it. I can give you a 45-minute workout. I can give you a 5-minute workout. I can give you a 20-minute workout. It all depends what you want to do. Once getting back to the metrics, sets, reps, tempo, volume, frequency. How often do you want to do this? How motivated are you? How much time do you have? So, but I would say for the most part, things like push-ups.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a pull-up bar in your home that you can put in the door jamb, maybe some modified pull-ups, doing some squats with a medicine ball, or I don't know, put your little kid on your back and do squats for that matter. I don't know. I mean, you can get pretty creative about different things that you're doing, but the most important thing is to stay active. If all else fails, nice day like today, go outside for a walk around the park. And as you go to the park, you can do some lunges.
Mm-hmm.
You could do some push-ups against a park bench. You could do some, if you want to do some crawling exercise, I get some strange looks on that one. You can do some crawling type of exercises because crawling is a very good primal movement. Now, when you do crawls out in public, somebody might call the police on you, thinking this guy's going nuts or something. But crawling is very good because it works your arms, your shoulders, your legs, your midsection. It works your buttocks. It works everything. But those are some things you can do.
And I'll tell you, Roberto, I'm
hard to.
Seem to have a little glitch going on here.
One big blanket
Is he there?
statement for everybody. Yep.
Oh, Roberto, we got you there.
Roberto, for all the folks that are watching on Facebook, it looks like he's calling in he's calling in a play from the sideline. This headset. There he is.
Oh, you back, Roberto?
I'm here.
You didn't even know you went anywhere, did you?
No.
Yeah, you froze up. You were spitting gold there, and then you froze up on us.
Okay.
I'll put out a little a shameless plug for you. So I told you about us going to Liberty Memorial today. Right. Saturday, we went to Railroad Park in Blue Springs, and we've bought a few things that you were talking about. We got them from Amazon. They delivered them during the pandemic, but we got a medicine ball. We got a kettlebell. We got some resistance bands to put around our legs, and we threw the medicine ball around. We threw kettlebells back and forth. We put the resistance bands on our legs and did squats and lunges, did some backwards bear crawls up a little hill we found out there. Mm-hmm. And it was a great workout. But for those of you that, it sounds like I'm speaking a foreign language when I talk about this stuff. Those are the types of things that I've learned going to Roberto. And I'm sure a lot of people are like me, how I would have been before going to you is, hey, I go to the gym to work out. I get on a few machines. I go home. Well, now in this pandemic and quarantine, there's no machine. So I guess I don't do anything. But because of your training, I've learned a lot that I can do. Just kind of not making it up, but drawing on what I've learned from you, putting that together. And it's helped me keep active. Like I said, the activity for me has not been the hard part. It's all the baking that we've been doing and all the delicious meals. So that's what I got to get over. You there, Roberto? Are you there, Paul?
Ahead, because you have the knowledge that. Yeah, I'm here. You hear me?
Yep. I can hear you there. There you are.
You there?
Yep.
Okay. I was going to say you're a little bit ahead of the game because you've been with me for off and on for the past 10 years or so.
Yeah.
So your knowledge base is more than the average Joe out there. Most people would go to the Liberty Memorial. They might walk the stairs or something like that. but they wouldn't have the idea of putting on a band around their knee or their ankle or using medicine
Right.
balls. They wouldn't have that. So you're a little bit ahead of the game because you've been educated
Yes,
as
exactly.
to you've improved your knowledge. You've expanded your horizon, so to speak. The average person, they don't know that kind of stuff. So, and honestly speaking, some people aren't ready for that because it is a little bit more intense. But you're right. I believe that working out should be diverse, not doing the same thing all the time.
Hmm.
Keep your body guessing, so to speak, because that makes it a lot more fun too. Because the reason a lot of people, because it's boring, it hurts, it's
Yeah,
painful, and you don't really make it. I don't want to use the word fun, but
but it is.
you don't make it creative. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is more fun when you do different stuff. We bought some mitts and some boxing gloves, and we were boxing around at the park too. It was a good time. But even like Sunday, yesterday, we got out, we went to Burr Oak Woods and just spent a couple hours walking around the nature trails, not doing any squats or lunges or anything like that, but just being active. And for me, the activity itself is good. It's good to get some sunshine and some vitamin D.
Nothing wrong with
And
that.
I'm sorry.
Uh, I agree with you totally, man. It's sometimes just going for a nice, easy, leisurely walk is the best thing.
Yeah. And I also think it just helps. A lot of people are battling with depression or anxiety this time. And I think just getting out and being active can really help with that, or it does for me anyway.
Well, yeah, not to mention people are more depressed in the winter time anyway because it's cold out. And then on top of it, now you have this COVID-19 pandemic that's just messing with everybody's mind. So that just adds more fuel to the fire.
Right. Right. Absolutely. So yeah, I think it's helpful mentally, emotionally, physically to get out, to be active. I know it would be beneficial to eat better too. I'm working on it. What can I say about that? Um,
Let's talk a little bit about that because I know this is hard for a lot of people to do, but right now, hopefully we're getting beyond this shutdown anyway. But right now, the best foods that you should be eating are low carbohydrate foods if you're really afraid of contracting the COVID-19, because what does high glucose, high sugary foods do to your body? They elevate your blood sugar.
oh,
Okay.
sure.
And when your blood sugar becomes over elevated and insulin is not doing its job, you're suppressing the immune system.
Mm,
Okay.
wow.
When you suppress the immune system, now you become a good host for those viral and bacterial infections.
And we want to be a bad host.
Yes, exactly.
Despite
So
what our mothers told us growing up, we want to be bad hosts.
you want to be a bad host for those types of things so they don't take up real estate in your body.
Yeah.
My feelings are that I believe we should strengthen our bodies to go through this battle, this war we're doing, instead of trying to just basically run away from it. Do you
Mhm.
remember? I remember when I was a kid, when one kid got chicken pox, it was always good to go to that person's house so you can get chicken pox.
I I
Do you remember that?
remember, yeah, I do remember everybody was
Okay.
excited for when they got
Yeah.
chicken pox,
Yeah.
so you could get it, have it run through your system, and then be done with it.
There's your herd immunity.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. There's your herd immunity. Now, you don't want that among people who are at higher risk, though. That could be a little dangerous. But the people who are at lower risk, that is what you want. Because I've listened to a lot of practitioners talk about this. That is how you develop the herd immunity aspect of it. So on top of that, of course, putting in good lifestyle practices, such as the way you're eating, such as getting enough sleep. That's another thing. If you're not sleeping very well at night, your body's not regenerating and not recuperating and not rebuilding itself. So that's another thing, is getting good sleep at night.
Oh yeah, that's a biggie.
Huge.
Yeah, which that's been I know that's been tough for a lot of people I follow on social media. They'll have sleepless nights, and it's just this new normal is just so bizarre. Let's talk for a minute about this new normal. What does working like with you look like during these times? Like, what specifically can you do for people now?
The best thing you can do if you're afraid to get out in public is I have a Facebook site, and I believe you joined it.
I
It's
did.
called Get Lean, Get Toned.
Hmm.
I have another site called Strength, Speed, and Agility, which is
Hmm.
more for the athletic type. People are trying to improve their athletic performance. You can join those for $10.99 a month. And
Nice.
every month I load different programs in there that you can do on your own. Now you're going to have to purchase a little bit of equipment, but I try to simplify them as much as I can because I realize people can't go to the gym. Even when they can go to the gym, certain gyms may not have certain types of equipment,
Right.
such as, for example, I have you do push-ups, superset uh, jumping jacks, superset mountain climbers, superset squat thrust, superset skipping in place, that kind of thing. Just
Hmm.
give you, all body weight type of exercises. For more muscle toning, I might have you just do some bicep arm curls, tricep kickbacks, squats with light dumbbells, lunges with light dumbbells. You might have you do 25 reps of it or something. It
Yeah.
depends on it depends. Most people that are in the Get Lean, Get Toned group don't really want to do a lot of heavy weightlifting. They want to just do a lot of reps and muscle toning and that kind of thing. So I kind of keep it along those lines.
Gotcha. So you've got two different groups. One for folks that get fit, get toned, get lean, get
Yeah,
fit, get lean,
get lean, get toned.
get lean, get toned, which I'm a member of, and a lot of body weight exercises and things. And then
Right,
you've got the one for the more advanced folks that are
right,
really working on athletic performance.
right.
Are you doing individual coaching or nutritional
Yes.
counseling or anything?
A little bit, not as much as I'd like to be, but yes, there's a couple of people that I consult with. One gal lives out in California. She lives in Los Angeles, as a matter of fact.
Oh, wow.
Um, but she's an athlete. She does kick fighting,
Oh, wow.
like martial arts type kick fighting. But yeah, we just do her individually every month. I send her a workout every 2 weeks, and we get on the phone and we discuss it every 2 weeks. We go over her eating plan, we go over her training, we go over her sets and reps and tempo, all the metrics I keep talking about, the volume, the intensity, the duration. We talk about all that. We go over her macronutrients, her carbohydrates, her proteins, her fats, her minerals. We talk about things that maybe she's having some issues with. We have to tweak it now and then because you just can't do the same thing all the time. If you try to do the same thing all the time, your bodies have become too adapted to that and you won't get any results out of it, not like you want.
Gotcha. And is that a service that you offer to other people if they're
Oh yeah.
interested in as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I think that is the best type of way to go because all of us are so different individually. It's
Mhm.
best to do it that way instead of just doing one big generic workout that everybody's doing. Now, doing the generic workout is less expensive,
Yeah.
but when I work with you individually, we have to dig a little bit deeper into your lifestyle and do more assessing and more evaluating as to what you're doing in your lifestyle so we can tweak it a little bit in order for you to meet the goals that you've set for yourself. So
Yeah.
that's more labor intensive and more time consuming. So I have to charge a little bit more for that. But yes, absolutely. I can do things via the internet, and I've never used this Zoom. This is a new idea, but maybe I'll be using this in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a bad little system here. You look pretty on it, so you got that going for you.
Yeah.
Uh, well,
Thank you.
we'll have you give out contact info again here before we hop off. I'll throw out our phone number here at KCTK Radio one more time. It's 913-735-0060. That's 913-735-0060. Roberto, anything else you want to cover today, or any last thoughts for folks related to quarantine and pandemic and all of this?
Look, let me give them my number real quick. 816-405-7703. I just want to throw out this to everybody. Don't freak out over this.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let this control your life and your mind and your emotion. That is the worst thing to do. I believe that the fear of this pandemic, in a lot of ways, is worse than the pandemic itself.
Mm-hmm.
So be active. Now, I'm a man of faith.
Okay.
Do a lot of praying.
Mm-hmm.
Do a lot of meditating.
Mm-hmm.
Be active physically. Be active mentally. Be active spiritually. And you will get beyond this. Trust me. And that's what you have to do. Go outside, get some air. Getting back to sleep. Getting sunshine every day will help you sleep at night. One of the major ways to combat viral and bacterial infections is vitamin C and vitamin D.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The best form of vitamin D, sunshine.
Yes.
Okay. Sunshine. You got to get some of that, because vitamin D is like a hormone. Because when you take vitamin D, it activates it's like a catalyst for practically every hormone function in your body.
Wow.
You have to take some vitamin D. Get some vitamin D. Vitamin C, fruits, vegetables, supplements. Yes, you can even take vitamin D supplements for that matter. But the natural forms are always the best. Get a lot of color in your fruits and your vegetables, like some of the purples and the reds and the greens and different types of fruits and vegetables. So, yeah, go ahead, Chris.
And I think I've heard that taking a vitamin D supplement is fine, but your body has a hard time absorbing it in supplement form, that it absorbs it better from sunlight than from actually taking the supplement.
Yeah, that goes for any supplement, really, because you have to really read the label on supplements, because supplements are made with fillers. Fillers are just inert substances that helps they form the shape of the pill or the vitamin pill that you're taking, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to form it in a solid form, right? So you have to use those fillers. Now, unfortunately, there are certain vitamins out there, supplements, that are too much filler and not enough vitamin or mineral, whatever you're trying to accomplish. So all you're doing is really just paying for sawdust or something, whatever they put in that stuff. I don't know.
Is that why my pee turns bright yellow sometimes when I take supplements?
Yeah, because you're not absorbing it like you should. Now, with vitamin D, because vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. So if you're not consuming enough good quality fats in your diet, you will not absorb vitamin D like you should. Okay, so you need to, same with vitamin A and vitamin E and vitamin K, ADEC. Okay, those are all, you always say that.
I know, sorry.
But those are all fat solubles that you need to have a precursor to. You have to have a precursor of getting in good fats in your system in order for those to work effectively and efficiently in your system. If you just take just a supplement by itself, I mean, you're not gonna. Sometimes it can become toxic in your body if your body's not absorbing it either, like it should, because you want it to go to the different tissues of the body and do its job. That's why I'm not a real big fan of taking a lot of protein powders sometimes, because those things are, they don't really work well together by themselves. You have to have so many other functions that are happening for your body to absorb the proteins. That's why I believe in more solid foods. Now, I do take some protein myself at times, but I normally do it after I work out, when my body is more wanting to absorb it better. My muscles are more absorbable. They're more open to absorbing it, you might say, because of the insulin levels. But just to take a bunch of protein and think you can put on weight and muscle doesn't always work that way. Now, some people will disagree with me on that. But that's the thing about supplements. Supplements are not meant to replace food. Supplements are an addendum, an adjunct to foods.
Oh,
Okay.
thus the name, right?
Yes,
Supplement.
absolutely.
It is
They're not,
supplementing.
they're not meant to replace food. That's
Yeah.
like me, a guy used this analogy one time. That's like me building a boat out of rotten, warped wood, but using golden titanium type of nails to nail the boat together. Okay. The structure is crappy, but the little attachments are great, right? But the structure there is still shitty.
That's what people say about me. My structure's crappy, but my little attachment's great. I've heard that so many times. That is a great analogy. Yeah, you want to be doing it from soup to nuts, really. Just eating the right foods, getting the activity. It's really all the stuff that we've talked. And it's funny,
Yeah.
you know, we've covered a lot of interesting things over the course of the episodes of this podcast.
Right.
And today we were talking specifically about the pandemic and the quarantine, but it all comes back to those basics, taking care of yourself.
Absolutely.
With those basics.
Stuff that I've been talking about for probably well over 15 years now.
See, you were ahead of the game, Roberto. You've been preaching this forever, and it's always super important. Maybe never more important than right now. I mean, we've covered today the importance of being active, some ways to stay active even during quarantine, the importance of getting outside, eating well, getting the proper nutrients, as well as meditating, prayer, keeping the right mindset around this. So we've covered quite a bit today.
So, just a few weeks ago, when you and I just did a podcast together, I think I mentioned this also. The one silver lining from all this is maybe people will become more conscientious about their health.
Hopefully so. Yeah. Hopefully so. Because we've seen with this that the folks that are immunocompromised or have underlying conditions are in more danger perhaps than everyone else. And if you can take care of those underlying conditions, you're setting yourself up in a better spot.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And some of those things like hypertension, diabetes, can be greatly impacted by your lifestyle, right?
Absolutely. The disease that's going around now called the COVID-19 is an infectious disease, meaning that it's airborne.
Mm-hmm.
Diseases like cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, those are more a result of lifestyle. Now, having said that, I know you can be born with cancer, okay?
Right.
But most cancer cases is because of the way you're born or is because of genetics, or of lifestyle.
Okay.
Usually it's because of lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there are people who are born with cancer. There are people who are born with, for that matter, with just a half of a heart or half of a lung or half of a kidney.
Yeah.
But the thing is, just because you're born that way, that doesn't mean that you have to use it as a handicap. You can adapt, and you can adapt a lifestyle where those things will not be a major handicap to you.
Right.
Okay.
Well, and so before we wrap up here, because we've been going about 40 minutes now.
Okay.
Let's, if people want to take advantage of your knowledge, want to work with you, let's tell them one more time how they can get in touch with you.
Email is rwpsports@yahoo.com. Phone number is 816-405-7703.
Ah, fantastic. Well, folks, thank you once again for coming to another edition of the Health Detective Podcast. Always a pleasure to talk with Coach Roberto. We benefit a lot from your wisdom and insight. Appreciate it. We will talk to you next time. And with that, we'll have Paul take us out with our professional closing music.
Chris, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, man.
Thanks for listening to the Health Detective Podcast with Roberto Parker. You can contact Roberto at 816-405-7703 or by email at rwpsports@yahoo.com with any comment or question you may have. Join us next time for the Health Detective Podcast with Roberto Parker. The Health Detective Podcast with Roberto Parker has been a KCTK production, produced by Roberto Parker, Chris Whiting, and Paul Lavoda. All rights reserved. For more information and content, email us at kctkradio@gmail.com.
Paul, you there?